Good evening, students. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so, in previous
Yes,
class we were discussing about the introduction to algorithms and data structures. In today's class, we are going to discuss the sorting and searching methods. Screen is visible. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about the sorting and searching methods with respect to two types of algorithmic techniques. One is brute force approach. Another one is divide and conquer approach. So any doubt in the previous class topics? Have you gone through the material? Today I have uploaded a unit 2 material. Have you gone through? How many of you in campus? The screen is visible. Saurabh.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the previous class, we were discussing about Unit 1 topics. In today's class, we are going to discuss the Unit 2 topics. So your Unit 2 is sorting and searching. The previous class itself is started with the sorting and searching. How many of you checked your Google Classroom? So for last 2 weeks programs. So that is what we did, what we discussed. Binary search, linear search, then bubble sort, selection sort, and insertion sort. Those two programs, whatever you wrote in the observation, as per the syllabus and programs, lab assessment, continuous assessment programs, you need to write it in the observation. The same, what you wrote in the observation, in each and every page, you need to mention your US registration number, scan and upload in the Google Classroom. In Unit 2, we are going to discuss sorting and searching techniques. The sorting and searching we can perform using different methods. The most widely used methods are brute force method and divide and conquer approach. We can use other approaches like VD algorithms, mathematical algorithms, and backtracking algorithm. You can use any method, but these two methods are widely used, and they found the time complexity and space complexity of the sorting and searching methods using these two approaches. These two approaches gives us efficient result compared to backtracking algorithm or other object-oriented algorithms. Using brute force approach, we can first we will discuss what is brute force approach and what is the general method of brute force algorithm. What are all the steps followed? Then we will discuss the sorting methods, bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort using brute force approach, and searching methods, sequential search or linear search using brute force approach. You see the syllabus, so the syllabus can be divided into two of. First off talks about brute force approach. Second, based on divide and conquer approach. Using divide and conquer approach, we will see what is the approach, what is the logic behind the approach, what are all the general steps followed in that particular method. Then we will discuss how we can make use of divide and conquer approach to perform merge sort, quick sort, and how it is useful for binary search algorithm. So these are all the topics in Unit 2. So any doubt in the syllabus? So the topics are very less. Concepts what we are going to discuss also based on these two approaches. First we will discuss the brute force approach general method. What is brute force approach means? It's the most commonly used searching algorithm are called brute force searches. They do not use any domain specific knowledge. The state description, the set of legal operations and initial state, the description of the goal state, use those are used to find out the solution. To generate the solution, we will use the data and we will use the explanation steps to find out the solution. The brute force approach is a straightforward approach to solve a problem, usually directly based on the problem's statement. So if they are giving you a problem to solve or to automate or to computerize, so if it is sorting, so you know what is sorting, what is the logic behind that. The problem we will create a problem statement or aim or objective. Based on the aim and objective, simply we will follow general way of manually how you are doing the process. The same manual steps are automated to get the automated computer based solution directly based on the problem statement. So the problem statement is used to get the solution. Based on the problem statement, we will find out the solution and define definitions of the concepts involved. What is the sorting means? Sorting concept. ascending order or descending order. Problem statement means the input will be unsorted list of numbers. We need to sort the numbers and we have to provide the sorted list. So that is the general problem statement and the definition. The same logic or concept, the common man's approach is used to find out the solution using brute force approach. Say for example, the selection sort, sequential search, those techniques, we already did sequential search. The sequential search is commonly known as traditional approach or linear approach or general common way of doing searching. We are not using any much logic in it. And the selection sort also, we'll try to say in a class, the students are, we need to make them to say, sit for the exam. We'll give the order, the registration number order. We will make the students to sit according to the registration number. Or if they are standing in a prayer or they are sitting in some place. So we can make them to stand according to their height, like that. Okay, it's a common general rule followed. Selection sort is we'll find out the smallest person, then we'll make them to sit first. Or we'll find out the smallest number, place it in the first position, select and place. It is important special case, it's exhaustive search. So here in a selection sort, we need to, the manual work, the manual computation, number of steps, the number of comparisons, number of swapping will be very high because just we are automating the manual process into computerized system. Why the brute force design technique is used? Unlike other design strategies, this technique is applicable to very wide variety of problems. A very common method, and it's widely used for solving many pro- computational problems. Useful for solving smaller size as well as the input and other parameters are very less. For some important problems like sorting, searching, matrix manipulation, string matching, the brute force approach yields reasonable algorithmics of at least some practical value within no limitations on intense size. If the input size is very less, and if you are doing um, some process, medium size programs without much complications, without much data set, in that case, this particular method will give you the expected result. The expense of designing a more efficient algorithm may be unjustifiable if only a few instances of the problem need to be solved. And a brute force algorithm can solve those instances with acceptable speed. The designing and the technique what we are using or efficient method, efficient one, we are trying to use the maximum knowledge as well as the maximum steps to find out the solution. So from the available feasible solutions, this particular brute force approach gives us the optimal solution. So if there are n choices in front of you, and which one you will choose means the one which is giving you the maximum efficiency or gives you the accurate result, or which needs less cost, high speed, more efficient, accurate, usable. So many parameters will determine which method is efficient or optimal solution from the available feasible solutions. It can serve as a yardstick with which we can judge more efficient alternatives for solving a problem. We can take this particular method as a yardstick by comparing this method with other alternative methods. Anyhow, this method is an good and average method which provides you optimal solution. Importance of brute force means it is applicable to very wide variety of problems. We can, in general, the brute force means we will try all the alternatives, or we can say it is an iterative method, or we can say it is an recursive method. For some important problems, it yields reasonable algorithms. For the expense of designing a more efficient algorithm may be unjustifiable. Even if a brute force algorithm is too inefficient in general, it may still be useful for solving small size instance of a problem. Because it is a traditional method, it is a sequential or linear method, a very old method. Before using some logic, we used this method. But anyhow, it gives you the correct result. If you see so many parameters like speed, time, cost, memory space, complexity, then it may look it's very old, because nowadays we got so many advanced techniques. Compared to the existing advanced techniques, it is very old and less efficient. But anyhow, it can be used. It can solve your problem statement. For theoretical educational purpose, a brute force algorithm can be used as a benchmark for comparing other efficient alternatives. It is the minimum criteria. By comparing it with other methods, the other methods may look very efficient. So if you compare the divide and contour method, or if you compare, take the backtracking methods or dynamic programming algorithms, they are advanced techniques. Their efficiency is very high. They are using some special logic, but here we are using common man logic. So any doubt with respect to what is brute force approach? Shantanu?
Yes, ma'am.
The brute force is a straightforward approach, usually directly based on problem statement and definitions. Any problem, they will say some problem. No? So these are the problems, please solve the problem, or computerize the problem. Then those problems can be solved by using this approach also, based on the, so this is the problem. So what is the solution means? This is the solution. If you expand the problem and if you say this is the problem, what is the alternative, or what is the antonyms, or this means what is the in general how you are solving. So then you will get the, if you define the problem, you will get the solution. Or if you define the problem and if you write down the solution steps, you will get the answer. The motto is just to do the problem, just to solve the problem using some logic. Crude but often effective. Examples are already encountered. Computing of a to the power of n, where a is greater than 0, n is a non-negative integer, by multiplying a together n times. So if you want to find out the value of a to the power of n, if you go with this particular brute force approach, how we will find out the solution means, we will say a to the power, we have to, by multiplying a together n times. So if you make a to the power of n equal to a into a into a into up to 10 times. Or if you say multiplication of 4 comma 5, successive addition is a multiplication process. So 4 into 5 can be written as 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 5 times, like that. Anyhow, we are going to use for loop only. Within the for loop, we are going to repeat n times. Computation of n factorial using recursive approach is also comes under brute force method, because we are using n factorial equal to n into n minus 1 factorial, where again we will call n minus 1 factorial. So the function calls itself for n times to get the solution, because it is an what iterative process. It is also a brute force method only. Multiplying 2 n by n matrices. If you want to get the solution of n cross n matrices, we know the formula, multiplication formula, first matrix and second matrix. We will take the first row of first matrix, multiply it with all the columns in the second matrix, add the values, we'll get the multiplication. The general formula what we are using to multiply, manual calculation. The same we are using two for loops. We are multiplying and adding. First row of first matrix, that is multiplied with all the columns in the second matrix. Second row with all the columns. Third row, all the columns, if it is 3 cross matrix. So the same common logic. And in selection sort also, we are using the same brute force method. In general, we can say the logic, whatever we are using for binaries, whatever we are using for traditional methods like linear search or selection sort, or multiplying two matrices, or computing n factorial, or string manipulations, where and all we are using recursive methods or iterative methods, that comes under brute force approach. So any doubt with respect to what is brute force approach? Based on the general definition of brute force approach, the same logic we are going to use for finding out the sorting of using numbers, using bubble sort, selection sort, and insertion sort. The same searching using sequential search comes under this brute force approach only. The basic ways to approach brute force is iterative or recursive. If you are using recursive call, function call, or iterative method using for loops, then it comes under brute force method. Generative versus filtered. Generators generate the possible answers, the good ones. Once often a recursive definition is better. Here, filtered generate all answers and choose wild ones. So we'll repeat the process and we'll get the solution, find out the answer. So any doubt with respect to brute force approach? The next algorithmic approach is called Karthike. Any doubt? What is brute force method? Tanishq. There are two Tanishq. Tanishq Vimala, Tanishq Pawar, Anwar. Okay, our next algorithmic technique is called divide and conquer approach. Now we will see what is the general method of divide and conquer approach, then how it can be used for sorting the numbers. This how this the divide and conquer approach of sorting is used in merge sort as well as in quick sort. Then we will discuss how the divide and conquer method can be used in searching, especially for binary search process. What is the divide and conquer? Can give some real-time examples. So you have so many students, everyone is having some problem. If you see the problem in front of your eye, very close to your eye, without seeing the boundary or without seeing the world or without seeing other person's problems, then your problem may look very big or very complicated or highly complex. You may feel the problem is unsolvable problem or NP hard, NP odd, NP complete. I think all those problems we study in mathematics as well as in automata theory, compiler design, and in optimization techniques. So they will say NP hard problems, NP complete problems. There are some unsolvable problems. Still, there exist some unsolvable problems. Like that, you feel the problem is very big. But even the problem is very big also, we can get the solution for that problem by using this particular method. What we can do, we can divide the problem into small pieces or very small unit of problems. Say you have 20 problems. Even you can list out. So what are all the problems I have in my life? What makes me highly complicated? What makes me feel stressed? Then you solve one problem. You take try to solve that problem. You take 1 or 2 days time, divide that problem, and then solve that problem. Like that, if you start solving the problems one day by day, within a month you can solve almost. Even if you take one problem to solve in 2 days, within a month, 30 days, you can solve almost 15 problems, whatever you may think. The same way, and while solving, divide the problem into small pieces, solve it, and get the solution, combine together to get the final output. In the same way, in divide and conquer, what we are doing, we are using 3 steps. The first step is called divide. In first step, what we are going to do, divide the problem into sub problems that are smaller to the origin and solve it to the original but smaller in size. Or we can make the divide the problem in such a way that we can handle or we can be able to solve. Say for example, you are having 6 subjects or 7 subjects. Every day, if you start anyhow, there's 6 subjects or 7 subjects. You are having a timetable. We are covering the entire syllabus within 3 months or 2 months. All the topics are covered. Everything is done, then only you are going for exam. So like through timetable, we are covering the syllabus, each and every topic. The same way, through syllabus, your own syllabus, if you start reading, if you start understanding, you can also say study well. The same way, smaller in to the original, but smaller in size. Then conquer the subproblems by solving them recursively. Solve the subproblems using some recursive technique. If they are small enough, just solve them in a straightforward manner. If the problem is very small, say you are taking 10 numbers to sort, in divide and conquer method, what we will do, we will combine two numbers, merge two numbers. Within the two numbers, which is bigger, that you put in the second place, smaller one, place it in the first place. Then merge, in merge sort we saw, no? Again you merge two smaller subsets, merge and sort. Like that, to solve the subproblems, get the solution and merge. Then combine the solution to create the solution of the original problem. So to in divide and conquer approach, we are following three steps. Use the recursive method to solve the problems. Before solving the problem, divide the big problem into small subproblems. Solve each subproblem separately and get the solution. Then merge all the subsolutions together to get the overall solution. Any doubt in what is divide and conquer approach? I think, can anybody explain what is this picture? You might have studied in your LKG, KG in picture stories. Initially, you may, if the problems are very big, you cannot able to solve. The lion and cow, what it will do, it cannot able to achieve its target. But because all the cows are united, then what it did, it made some, it divided all the cows as an independent. When the cow is alone, it attacks easily and get the things done. Like that, you divide, then conclude and get the solution. So divide, if the problem is very big, complex, divide, then conclude, then combine all the sub-solutions to get the solution. In this approach, we will take the problem as a single entity, split the problem into smaller subproblems. Then the subproblems also again subdivided into small subproblems. Then compute the solution for the small subproblem. Then merge, get the solution for the subproblem. Then merge, get the solution for the overall problem. The best example for divide and conquer approach is merge sort. Merge sort means we'll merge, sort, then merge. Sort, then merge, we'll get the overall solution. How we are using this logic means, in sorting problem, sort a sequence of n elements into n decreasing order. In that case, what we are doing, the given input is having n elements. There's a given sequence is in unsorted form. We need to sort the given unsorted elements of size n. Now what we will do, we will divide the n element sequence into, to be sorted into two subsequences n by 2 elements each. Divide the n elements into n by 2 n by 2. Then conclude, sort the two subsequences recursively using the merge sort. Again, this n by 2, we are using recursive method. Again, it is subdivided into n by 4, n by 8, like that. Then you will get the solution. Then combine all the, merge the two sorted subsequences to produce the sorted answer. What is the advantage and disadvantage of this particular divide and conquer approach means? Solving difficult problems made easy using divide and conquer, because it is a powerful method for solving difficult problems by breaking the problem into subproblems, solving the subproblems and combining the results of the subproblem to get the solution of the original problem. And here we are using parallelism because we are calling the recursive functions. The divide and conquer allows us to solve the subproblems independently. They allow execution of multiprocessor machines. Different subproblems can be executed on different processes. Memory access. The divide and conquer algorithm makes efficient use of memory caches. Subproblems are small, so all the subproblems can be solved within the cache without accessing much slower main memory. So they are all the main advantages of using divide and conquer approach. If you take the drawbacks, regression is slow. Here we are using recursive method. It is a slow process because the overhead of the repeated subproblem call. Because here we are using only the recursive call. We are not using pointers or the dynamic memory allocation. For some problems, divide and conquer approach become more complicated than an iterative technique. For examples, to add n numbers in an array. So if you want to add all the n numbers in an array, we need to add the first two numbers, remaining two numbers, then we have to merge. So it is more tedious. Instead of that, we can use a for loop, just we can add all the numbers using sequential approach or iterative approach. So any doubt what is divide and conquer approach? What are all the steps you are using? Any doubt what is divide and conquer?
No, ma'am.
Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Already we discussed merge sort. I think last class we discussed. So if you take the merge sort with respect to divide and conquer approach, it is a technique for or paradigm. Divide and conquer is a major algorithmic technique. Say the linear, what is that? General algorithms, linear algorithms, then divide and conquer algorithms, backtracking algorithms, greedy algorithms. They are all major algorithmic technique. In backtracking, can you anybody say what is backtracking algorithm? Where we are using that logic? What is backtracking algorithm? Say for example, if you take the NEET, you are writing the NEET one time or something, some JEE main or some exam. If you are getting one time some marks, say put of 500, you are getting 400. In the improvement, you want to improve your marks. Once again, you are writing the answer. Once again, you are attending the exam. The next time, because of some problem or some illness, you cannot able to get even the 450 marks what you gained in the first attempt. Second time you are getting, first time you got almost 90%. Second time you got only 80%. Then you have the choice of using the first attempt marks or the second attempt marks. Because the maximum one also, maximum one usually we will take. But anyhow, you tried it two times. But the one which is having the maximum score, you can make use. The same way, we will follow some algorithmic technique and we will try to find out the solution. If that particular method is not giving the solution, what we will do, we will come back. We will return back. We will come to the previous stage. In the previous stage, we choose an path. We don't want to follow that path because it is not giving the expected result. We come back to the previous state and you follow some other method. Say in the highway, you are traveling without knowing proper route, you crossed, you are traveling through one road, through one highway. But after traveling, sometimes that particular highway is on one way. You cannot able to travel further, or it is going to some state highway, or it is reaching a village. You don't have any proper path to travel in that route. Then what you will do? You will come to the previous stage. Then you will take some other path, take diversion. The same way in divide, what is that backtracking algorithms? If the particular the chosen path is not providing you in the puzzles, there is a source and destination in a puzzle you are entering. In the puzzle, the particular there is no path means you will backtrack and you will take the alternative path the same way. That is another important algorithmic technique, backtracking algorithm. Here, this divide and conquer algorithm is most widely used algorithm. We have three stages: divide stage, conquer stage, and combine stage. In divide stage, what we will do? Express problem in terms of several smaller subproblems. Solve the smaller subproblems by applying solution recursively. Smallest subproblems may be solved directly. Construct the solution to the original problem to form solutions of the smaller problem. That is the divide and conquer approach. It's widely used in many programming logic. If you take the merge sort, here also we are following the three stages: divide stage, conquer stage, and combine stage. In divide stage, split the n elements sequence into two subsequences of n by 2 elements each. Recursively sort the two subsequences. Merge the two sorted subsequences into one sorted subsequence. The solution will be retrieved. So the given input is in unsorted n numbers. To sort the given unsorted n numbers, divide into n by 2 subproblems. Sort the numbers, n by 2 numbers using recursively, using merge sort. While sorting the merge sort, recursively calling the method, again n by 2 is divided into n by 4, n by 8, like that. And the sorted, we will combine all those things to get the n by 2 sorted list. This side, we are sorting n by 2 sorted list. Again, merge n by 2 sorted list with n by 2 sorted list. We will get the n merged sorted list. So the sorted list is obtained. To simplify the complexity, we are dividing the problem into 2 of. Again, if you needed, again 4 of. Like that, we will subdivide. So that is the logic behind divide and conquer technology. Say, for example, if you take the merge sort sequence, this is the initial sequence of n unsorted numbers. Merge the first two numbers, then sort them. Merge the next two numbers. Merge and sort. Again, merge and sort. Merge and sort. In the second level, second iteration, these two merge and sort. These two merge and sort. Again, these two sublist, merge, then sort. You will get the sorted list. Here it is in sorted form, here it is in sorted form. Here it is sorted form, here it is sorted form. But this is n sequence of sorted list. N by 2 sorted list, n by 2 sorted list, n by 4, n by 8. So like that we are dividing and getting the solution. So any doubt in this merge sort sequence? If you take the algorithmic steps, we'll write the algorithm merge A, P, Q, R. So as we discussed, we need to find out the merge, and the meeting will end in another 1 minute. Again, all of you join back with the same link. So any doubt so far in the logic? What is divide and conquer? I will take the attendance in the next class. That is next off class. Any doubt what is divide and conquer algorithm? By using this algorithm only, we are going to perform the merge sort, quick sort, and binary search. The same logic will be used. Okay, the meeting will end. Again, all of you join back.